Welcome to the first episode of Primetime Football Magazine. I'm your host, Sam Oko. On this week's show, I caught up with both the men's and women's football managers to find out more about their season, followed by an interview with Freestyle footballer Daniel Scenery and Swedish sensations the Skill Twins dropped by to help improve your dribbling skills. All this and much more, so don't touch your telly. We're joined here with Riders head coach for soccer, Charles Inverson. Charles, pleasure meeting you.
Thanks.
Right,
Thanks for having me here.
Let's talk about the new season, obviously. We're a couple of games in. What did the last season, how did you prepare for this new season compared to last season?
This year is a completely different year because we have one senior, two juniors, and of the two juniors, one of them is a transfer. Mm-hmm. So our team is predominantly freshmen and sophomores, and so our preparation isn't all that much different. It's just the fact that we're just adjusting to so many new faces. Mm-hmm. Probably I would estimate about 14 new faces of the 24 guys on the team. So I mean that in itself. Takes a lot of preparation, a lot of adjusting, for the guys to get used to each other. But so far, it's worked out pretty well. Considering we started August 16th, seems like we've been together for 3 years already. But so far, things have gone fairly well. With the new players adjusting to each other.
What kind of philosophy do you kind of sort of use to bring the team together and build teamwork and enforce that?
I mean, our philosophy of playing is we want to keep possession of the ball. Mm-hmm. We want to be looking to go forward without trying to squeeze soccer into places where it shouldn't be played. We're not trying to force balls. We don't want our defenders playing balls out of the back if there's nothing to play it through no one to play it through in the midfield. But our philosophy of playing is to try to keep possession of the ball with the intention of getting behind them and scoring. There's possession without scoring. A lot of times teams just play possession and they're not getting behind. We're trying to really emphasize getting that last pass in, getting behind the defense. And I think probably the biggest difference between this year and previous years is we have some quick guys up front that can get behind defenders, and that has made a big difference. And then when we lose possession, our idea is to try to make a quick transition, both mentally and physically, to defense to try to get the ball back.
You mentioned that. That's one thing I noticed. I was at the game before the last. You played against LIU Brooklyn, I believe, right? And you guys won 2-1. And that's one of the biggest things that I noticed is how quick and how disciplined your players were compared to last year. You have I looked up online, you have about 11 new freshmen.
Yeah.
How do you integrate that into the team? Because I noticed a good number of them actually for European players. How does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, and everyone's got a different way of playing, but everyone likes to play when you're trying to keep possession of the ball. I mean, no one wants to just lump long balls forward. No one wants to bypass the midfield, and so we spend a lot of time. We spent a lot of time playing. We spent a lot of time trying to get our guys to play under pressure. Mm-hmm. So we might play a 9 versus 9, 11 versus 11 on a half field, or sometimes even smaller, with the idea that every time the player gets a ball in training, that he's under pressure, so that when it happens to him in a game, it doesn't faze them as much. Okay. So I think we have guys that are good at better at holding the ball in tight space, and trying to integrate the guys in. I mean, there's no magic formula for that other than time, and the more that we play in training together as a unit, the better we become adjusted to that.
Due to the different cultures that you have in there, what's the biggest difference have you noticed in the locker room in terms of like music, or are there any Justin
I hate
Bieber
the
fans?
music they play in the locker room, and they hate my music. And we have we had a little contest at the beginning of the year that each player was able to present one song that they wanted for the pregame warm-up. And I said that I've suffered through 2 years of bad music, not only here at Ryder, but on the road. So I said that I wanted 7 songs, and for each song, for each game that we won, they can take away one of my songs. So mine is now. I think the culture of music isn't all that much different, and the culture with the European players we have is there's 4 of them. Not much difference at all. I mean, with 2 of the fellows, the language is a little bit of a barrier, but as they get on with spending more time here, their English gets better. I noticed that their English is getting better and better, and they've adjusted well. And people are people, and soccer players are soccer players, and so it hasn't been an adjustment, or hasn't been much of a problem at all.
Speaking of soccer players, one of your top scorers right now is Christian Flath. He's from Germany, and he has 11 goals, leading the MWAC.
11 points.
11 points. So they're doing points. What for a midfielder? That's quite an amazing feat. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, and Christian is a really good kicker of the ball. He is 2 of his goals are from penalty kicks. 1 from a free kick, and then he scored from the run of play the other day. His 4 or maybe 5 assists, most of them come from corner kicks and free kicks. So he's a really great, in addition to being a very good center midfielder, he's a really good kicker of the ball. He can really get great placement, great speed up, pace on the ball, and put it in really great spots for our guys. FIFA 14 rather came up this week. Have you noticed any changes in the dressing room? Maybe a couple of players talking about it. They talk about it all the time. They play. I'm not a video game guy. It's just not. I guess it's not my generation. But yeah, the guys talk about it all the time, and they're playing all the time. So maybe you could tell me more about it.
So I'm not going to expect any sort of like FIFA tournaments going on with you being involved and maybe even winning it.
I don't think I'd be very good at it, to be honest with you. But I know it's such a big thing of this generation. And the thing that amazes me is that there's so many kids that play FIFA that don't follow soccer, don't follow football. I don't know, maybe you can tell me more. Is there some kind of new version of Messi out there?
Well, they still, it's the same thing. They still regard Messi as one of the best players, second to Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, right.
And it's a very good game. I think I read up about it online.
That would be disputed. I'm sorry, that might be disputed.
Who do you think is the best player?
I'm partial to Messi. A little bit partial to Messi.
I feel like I think that if you had a choice between the 2 of them, I think the biggest problem now is we have 2 really good players in one generation. That's never happened before. We'd have like Pele in the 60s. Every single generation has that one player, and we feel like we're being spoiled by having 2.
Pele, there was Pele back there, and Eusebio. There was always a debate, or this is way ago. Alfred Di Stefano. There was always a debate about
George Best.
George Best. Yeah, there was always a debate about that. But yeah, no, it's a good lively debate, and it's obviously depends on who you're partial to. But I mean, Barcelona just kind of swept everyone away with their style of play and the way they do things. But we also got to look at Bayern Munich.
Yeah, they're definitely the upper cup. They have the same coach who was able to bring Barcelona success and stuff. So the similarities.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's a great level to watch.
Up next, I sat down with the Riders women's football head coach, Drayson Hunson, to find out how the team is progressing in this new season. You're about 9 games of the season. Your current record is 4 wins, 5 losses. What do you tell your squad to kind of motivate them?
We're at the point in the season now where, a lot of it has to do with there's a recruiting cycle in college soccer, and if you've got a senior team, if you've got a freshman team, if you've got this blend. So this year we had 9 freshmen come in, and so the focus for the first half of the season, basically pre-season in September, is get these kids settled in, get them used to the system, get them used to the college game, and that takes a bit of time, trying to integrate them into the tactics and the system that we've been playing before, and changing the system as well. But now they're there. All right, so now we go into October. We're 4 and 5, and so now really the focus turns to probably the senior class. You know, now the senior class has to take charge and now lead this group. You know, we've given them all the tools that they need, so now it's really our focus on getting the seniors motivated and inspired in this last month of their college season.
Do you have any foreign players in your squad?
Yeah, we have 5 international players at the moment. Three girls from England, 1 from Republic of Ireland, and 1 girl from New Zealand. So,
are there any culture shocks in between?
Yeah, I mean it's a massive culture shock. Whether it's the international girls, we have a girl from Miami, we have a girl from Southern California. From Southern California to New Jersey is a culture shock. But yeah, you know, we got a girl from Lancashire, England, which is culturally significantly different from the south of England. But it's great. That's what makes it interesting, and I think that's kind of what makes our team kind of an interesting group to be around.
If I'm not wrong, I believe you wrote a book about 10 years ago, about 9-10 years ago. Yeah. What's the name of the book?
It's a Baffled Parents Guide to Coaching Girls Soccer.
Mm-hmm. What have you learned, or what can you improve? If you were to write a second version of that book, what would be key improvements?
That book was primarily based on like a 5 to 12-year-old age group. I did a lot of work in coaching education, and that's where they approached me and asked me if I would do something for that specific age group. You know, in the last 10 years, pretty much 99% of my time has been with the 18 to 25-year-old age group. You know, so obviously a completely different population to be working and coaching with. So,
has the philosophy changed when you're working with the slightly older?
I mean, everything you're doing is different. You know, obviously at 5 to 13, it's about participation, it's about fun, it's about, you know, no lines, no laps, and everyone touching the ball, all that kind of stuff. At this level, it's about winning. It's about mental conditioning, physical conditioning. You know, the technical stuff hopefully has been done at those younger age groups. What we can improve technically at this age is probably minimal. You know, it's just getting them mentally and physically prepared and tactically for games.
All right, let's switch it up. Let's talk about Premier League news.
Cool.
Do you have any? What's your favourite?
My favourite team is Nottingham Forest. So it's been a few years since we were in the Premiership. We're kind of doing all right though. I think we're like 6th or 7th from the top of the Championship. We were top early on. It was the first time in a decade I think we've been top of the league. But
what do you think is going to win this year's Premier League? If I were to ask you.
I mean, the level of competition and the players that play in the league. I mean, it's almost impossible to predict. I think Arsenal are top at the moment. I'd be shocked if Arsenal are top come May. You know, Man United are down in 12th, I think, at the moment. They're only going to go up. Whether they have it to win this year, I doubt it. You know, I think Man City have got all the talent they need. You know, if they can get some stability with the managerial position, then there's no reason why they can't. So my money, if I was betting, my money would be on Chelsea or Man City. Not that I want either one of those teams to win, but that's where my money would go.
Well, I'm all with Chelsea because I'm a Chelsea fan. But anyway, who's your favourite Premier League player?
Favourite Premier League player? Well, Bale's not there no more, so I mean, I love watching Man United play. You know, whether Rooney's my favourite player, I'm not sure. I like Aguero at Man City. I think he's class to watch. Nasri at Man City. You know, a lot of the attacking players, the flair players, are good to watch. You know, I think Lampard at Chelsea is class. Yeah. John Terry, not so sure about these days, but
too much off-field controversy happening. Exactly. You obviously have a UEFA license, so that means you could probably coach in any league you want to.
I mean, I've been over here 20 years, so I don't quite know how things changed. Over when I was in the UK, it was the FA coaching licenses, and then everything got changed over to UEFA. So the FA license I have is equivalent to a UEFA something. You know, if I ever wanted to go back, I would definitely need to upgrade my certifications over there. I've got everything the highest that I can get over here. You know, the UEFA Pro license is the highest that you can get. Very tough to get on that course unless you're a professional or you've come from the professional rank. So,
if you could manage a team, any team in the world, Premier League, La Liga, doesn't matter, which team would you pick?
I mean, I would pick the team that I support. You know, you follow them from 8, 9 years old till today. Yeah. You know, so if you had the chance to get in there, you know, and work with players and behind the scenes, you know, you're a fan. So, if you can get rid of your fans' heads, you probably wouldn't pick that team because obviously, you know, maybe financially it would be tough. It would be tough to work. So you would want to pick one of the big six in the UK. You know, if you're in Spain, you want to be Barcelona or Real Madrid because those are the teams that have the money, and ultimately money wins championships.
But you never know. You might be the first coach to bring it back to the Premier League. Yeah. You never know. All right, pleasure sitting down with us. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Great.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right. In the next segment, I reached out to amateur football freestylers from all over the globe, eager to show off their skills. After spending hours perusing the submissions, allow me to get the party started.
It's all about healthy mind and healthy body. It's the way I'm doing it this year. Yeah. Workout time. I'm on that bench, bagging some crunches, cardio, protein, snacks for the munches, a body for the beach and them kung fu punches. So I'm on a circuit thing, power cleans, lunges, get the blood pumping, keep the jacks jumping, on tip-top shape, cause I came here to run to. So I put my lungs in, breathe, push, gotta get that blood pumping, don't be slush like 1, 2, put your chin to the bar, 3, 4, don't give up, that's a part. Your body is your temple, so you gotta go hard and up your work rate to beyond gone far. She says she wanna fit that dress, he says he wanna lose them breasts. There's only one thing for it then, get with the big workout plan and get blessed. Press up, sit ups, try dips, pull ups, chin up, like it. Feel the burn, ride it. You get used to mash. Run it, bro, it's cyclist. Energy's alive. Listen, you be looking fly quick. Straight up, I'm going for the pack look. Done banged everything in my black book. Now I'm shadow boxing, practicing hooks. Master techniques, so I'm never on the back foot. Direct my chi, focus beat. Practice my cat till it's a part of me. Mind over matter, faith over pride. Went for a jog, about 5 miles. Had to stretch a banana and smile. Then build a dirty wretch and got buck wild. Fell out my routine for a little while, like I fell out my bed with a cramp one night. 3 hours I leave the dojo. Wrestle man down, no homo. 25 each side when I push solo. Now I'm in the mirror like someone take a photo. Press up, sit ups, try dip, pull ups, chin up, like it. Feel the burn, ride it. You get used to mash. Run it, bro, it's cyclist. Energy's alive.
Coming up next, I sat down with Portuguese native Alex Valerio to catch up on all the Ballon d'Or action. So Alex, what do you think about this year's Ballon d'Or?
I think it's already decided. I mean, I guess all of us can agree, no matter who we vote for, we know who the winner is going to be. Due to Ronaldo's spectacular performance with 66 goals so far this year, still with, I think, 8 or 7 La Liga games left. So we'll see how far he can get. But Messi's injuries definitely aren't helping him.
Do you think, are there any other names from the list of players that are in it that you would think would upset Ronaldo this year?
Not necessarily upset, but there's a couple names that I don't agree with being on the list.
Like who?
Bale and Neymar. They aren't developed enough. They haven't had enough playing time with the new clubs, and they haven't done a significant amount of work to be on that list yet. While other players such as Robin, Van Persie, and amongst other EPL players. So yeah.
The one thing I agree with you, Neymar shouldn't really be on the list, but I think Gareth Bale earned it a little bit because of what he did in the Premier League last year, kind of steering Tottenham into top 4 and stuff like that. Yeah, so that was pretty good.
That's definitely agreeable.
All right. Any clear favorites?
Clear favorites? Not sort of favorites, but the person that should win, I guess, is more favorites. We obviously know how FIFA likes to go after Messi because he's a good boy, and Ronaldo should take it this year. If not, even I think was it Iniesta said that. He would laugh if Messi won it because he knows who the actual winner should be this year. But we'll see. Anything can happen.
Well, we'll certainly have to tune in to find out.
Yep, we will.
Okay. Some choice opinions there from Alex. Up next, I caught up with professional freestyle footballer Daniel Sinery to find out what 2013 had in store for him and what his New Year's resolutions for 2014 are.
Yo, what's good, everybody? My name's Daniel Sinery. I'm a football freestyler, a music producer. This is a little interview for Sam, for the magazine. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, I've been doing freestyle football for about 5.5 years. I just started in my back garden, pretty much. I live in Dublin in Ireland. And from there it's taken off and I've been able to travel all over the world, competing at different competitions, international level, doing showcases, performing at different events, all that kind of stuff. So yeah. One of the questions Sam asked me is, what's my favorite venue I ever performed at? I would have to say it was for the Red Bull Street Style competition in 2012. We did the whole competition inside of like an old Colosseum in Italy. That was ridiculous. It was a lot of fun, and it was like you felt like Gladiator or something, like walking out onto the stage, because it was just surrounded by like this old Colosseum from hundreds of years ago. So I think that definitely stands out. I mean, then I've performed at stadiums like the Aviva Stadium in Dublin with like 50,000 capacity. So yeah, I've been able to perform at some really cool places before. So that's a blessing for sure. My highlight of my freestyle career was definitely when I came second at Red Bull Street Style in 2012. That was the world finals. So, and more recently, I won a competition in Belgium. This one over here, Electrobel Street Heroes. I won the freestyle battle. So I was really happy with that. Those are two that definitely stand out to me. Favorite country I visited was probably Japan for this year's Red Bull Street Style World Final, because I'm just kind of infatuated with the culture over there, and like it was so cool to see Tokyo. I mean, I'm only 22 and I've just been able to see all these places, so I'm really happy every day. I wake up just happy because I know like that hard work pays off. You can make anything happen as long as you put your focus into it and you have a vision to where you're going to succeed. Everything is possible. So yeah, my New Year's resolution for next year, I want to move to New York and be a full-time professional music producer. That's what I do. I see my little keyboard down here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I want to be a music producer, keep freestyling, hopefully qualify for the next World Final. I would still love to win the Red Bull Street Style World Final one day. I don't know, we'll see. Please God, it's possible. And that's pretty much it, man. Thanks very much. And yeah, hit me up on Twitter at Daniel Scenery, Instagram, Scenery, that's AYE Scenery. Yeah, that's it. Thanks very much, guys. Stay blessed. Peace. Stay positive.
I don't know about you, but I feel motivated. My next guests could be mistaken for a couple of members from the British-Irish boy band One Direction. I'll let you decide. Here are Joseph and Jacob El-Zain, better known as the Scale Twins.
Hello, my name is Joseph and my name is Jacob. As you can see, we are a couple of twins, and we are the owner of the YouTube channel Joseph El-Zain, where we show tutorials, game footage and some freestyle.
Class like 96, a RV Nicks, a true lyricist, ain't none deeper. Sunshine in the mind, the night in my eyes, devil on my shoulder, angel by my side. I'll be on the rise while they be telling lies. So fly, I don't need no disguise. Love the life you live the life you love. Give thanks to the Lord up above. Life's too short to be holding a grudge. I'm just trying to do me, I ain't watching you cut. Do me, black dynamite, never run a hat, cause I'm lyrically right. Let me do me. A long way from Stapleton Hall Road, recording vocals. I'm on a plane with moguls. 5K and up if you ain't old school. But for my brother Tibbs, it's just a phone call. Old tight OZ, we hustle hard through the whole night, knows it. And anybody in my path's getting starstruck. That's why I still hold it up like my nose bled. Listen, speaking of blood, the beat is so red. Got these rappers looking green when we blast it. Speaking of green, I'm feeling a little flabbergasted. Now I'm in the gym carrying weight, trying to mask it. Jim Carrey, they may never get that. We're all off to see the wizard, but they may never get back. Survival of the fittest, yeah, I'm back like dynamite, and I got that blacker dynamite. But I tell them haters all to step like a swap. You live the life you love. Give thanks to the Lord up above. Life's too short to be holding a grudge. I'm just trying to do me, I ain't watching you cut. Do me, black dynamite, never run a hat, cause I'm lyrically right. Let me do me, yeah, yeah. Let me do me, black dynamite, never run a hat, cause I'm lyrically right. Let me do me, yeah, yeah. Let me do me, yeah, yeah. Let me do me, yeah, yeah. Let me do me.
Wow, that's some serious techers there from the Swedish teens. I, for one, have a lot to improve on. Well, that's all I have for you on this episode of Primetime Football. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Prime Football, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'd like to offer a special thanks to Grima S. Tibbs for providing the soundtrack for today's show. The songs were derived from the mixtape Super Tibbs, which is out now. It's been a pleasure having you on the show, and I've been your host, Sam Moko.
Listen.